Myesha Lopez does not know whether the LA County Sheriff's deputy who shot and killed her father last June is still patrolling Lancaster's streets. "I plead for months and to no avail. I haven't received any information," Lopez said. "I haven't received condolences." The silence has convinced Lopez that her father's death was a senseless act of hate. Officials say Michael Thomas, a disabled 61-year-old black man, was fatally shot as he grabbed a deputy's gun during a struggle at his home, a claim his family disputes. It's been almost 6 years since the Sheriff's Department agreed to implement sweeping measures to improve policing in the Antelope Valley after a federal investigation found a pattern of unreasonable force, intimidation, and unlawful stops and searches among Black and Latino residents. But according to monitors overseeing the settlement agreement, progress has been slow, with crucial reforms in areas such as use of force policy, community engagement, and the handling of public complaints languishing for years. The Antelope Valley stations, they wrote in their last report, have not adopted a crime prevention strategy based on data and community input. And the department, the monitors added, has failed for years to properly track public complaints that arise during use of force investigations, reflecting ongoing lack of management accountability. "It's not being treated with a sense of urgency that's required to move this ahead aggressively," Joseph Brann, one of 2 court-appointed monitors and former police chief of Hayward, California, told The Times. Last summer, hundreds demanded transparency from the Sheriff's Department after the deaths of Thomas and Robert Fuller, a black man who was found hanging from a tree in neighboring Palmdale in an incident ultimately deemed a suicide. A 2020 settlement mandated community survey is indicative of the work ahead. When about 5,800 residents were asked whether deputies in the Antelope Valley treat different groups fairly, 65% of black respondents said no, compared with 35% of Latino respondents and 22% of white respondents. Lancaster is the city with the biggest contract with the Sheriff's Department, paying $28.9 million, while Palmdale has the second biggest, at $27.9 million. The 2015 settlement stems from an investigation in which, among other discriminatory practices, federal officials accused sheriff's deputies of accompanying county housing agency workers on inspections of Section 8 housing and harassing and facilitating the termination of African American voucher holders from the program. Jesse Smith, co-founder of the Community Action League, which filed a 2011 lawsuit with the NAACP about the abuses, recalled how young black men would describe being stopped and threatened by deputies. "Officers would say, 'If you don't tell us the truth, we know your parents are in Section 8 and we can get their Section 8 vouchers revoked,'" said Smith.